Hello everybody, and this is a video response to the comment that Eden's Mage left. Eden's Mage, Eden's Mage, I don't know how that's supposed to be pronounced, but he asked to compare some fine shotguns such as Kolar and Perazzi, Krieghoff. I'm going to compare those three right now, but to go ahead and get started, I want to start off with Kolar, since I own a Kolar. And go ahead and list the pros first. Well, the pros of Kolar: very great customer service. No problems with those. No, well, we can get this to you in such and such time. When they say you're going to get it in this time, you're going to get it in that time. And in 9 times out of 10, it's a short time. It's not a week and a half. It's within 4 or 5 days. So that's really good. The guns themselves, they're very little parts, very little to break. I kind of compare them to a Ludic. A Ludic has very little parts if you ever taken one apart or seen inside one. They're very easy to take apart. Of course, you have take your forend off and rotate your barrel off like any other breakdown shotgun. But their trigger guards, or not trigger guards, but trigger assemblies, come out with a little Allen screw. And you can change from a pull to a release, or double pull, double release, release pull, you get the point, in a matter of 30 seconds, which is really great, instead of like having to send it off and get it put in. So that's really great. And Kolar will make you your own custom stock, of course, at a price. I mean, usually they're not cheap, but I mean, if you're really willing to fork out the money, you can. But don't make it to your own specifications, anything. Starting on the now, one more pro. Another pro is these guns. I don't want to say go out and buy yourself a Kolar and soak it in a bathtub. That's definitely not what I'm saying. I want to say that they are very waterproof. But like what I'm basically trying to say is when you're shooting in the rain, you of course want to come home and clean it, oil it down, take it apart, get water out if there's any in there. But they're not gonna rust immediately. You're not gonna set your gun down and come back 4 or 5 hours later after, say, you're shooting in a completely different state from where you live in. So, for instance, the Grand American or something, and it's pouring down rain. You don't have to worry about your gun rusting on the way home. It'll be fine, which is a really good thing. The con on it is they're pricey, but you also get the over and under barrel set for a pretty good price. Max TA is around $11,000 new, $10,995, I want to say. So I guess if you really want to get a fine shotgun from Kolar like that, that's a pretty good price for what they have. Of course, their over and under barrels have the adjustable hanger, so you can adjust the point of impact from in correlation to the top barrel. So that basically covers Kolar. Now on to Perazzi. Perazzi, I know a few guys who have these, and I've shot a couple of them. I like them, but if you ask me from the factory, I'm small built. I'm 120 pounds. They kind of kick me a little bit. But I mean, if you're like a big frame person, or at least even halfway muscular, they shouldn't bother you. But for like somebody who's a small built frame, like a youth shooter or a female shooter, that's what would bother me. So you'd have to have some kind of gray coil system put on. But once you get the gray coil on, there's no recoil, and all the recoil is back. It's not up, because the way the unsingles are designed, they keep recoil pushed down, and because of where the barrel is, it pushes the force down instead of up. So that's another pro to any unsingle, not just Perazzi. Another pro is, of course, their adjustable rib, along with Kolar and Krieghoff. I'm sorry, that's going along with all three. But adjust the point of impact from, I want to say, around 50-50 to 110% high. So you can get if you're used to shooting like a Browning BT-99 or something, a very popular gun, you can get it adjusted to that, which is no problem at all. Just the most would be a turn of a couple screws and a wheel, a little nurdled wheel. That would be really it. But that's a really good option. I like Perazzi's wood, the way they make their combs and how dark they make their wood. I like their palm swells too. Their palm swells, for me personally, they fit my hand better. But I mean, of course, that's personal attribute, and that doesn't apply for everybody. So of course it's going to be a little different. But it's really nice. And the cons, I've heard some people say that you need to get a new trigger after you shoot it a couple thousand times because they just wear out. So never owning a Perazzi, I don't know that for sure, but the guys that I know that have them, they've already got their new triggers. So I don't know, I guess that's kind of an experience thing, and you just got to find out that way. But also the price it's almost as good as Kolar's. It may be a couple $1,000s over for the over and under set, which is pretty good. And their parts, this is a pro, sorry I keep going back and forth. The pro is their parts are pretty ample in the United States. I've never contacted with their customer service, so I don't know what their customer service is like, but that would basically, I believe, cover the pros and cons of Perazzi. And on to Krieghoff. Krieghoff I'm very unfamiliar with, so I'm going to try to do my best, but I've shot maybe one or two in my whole life, so they're kind of foreign to me. But by what I know about them, a pro is they're very lightweight. A lot of them are very lightweight. Your KX5 and your K80, they're lightweight, especially for me, which is also good for small built shooters or female shooters. And I like their hood system. Their hood system is basically a safety system where if for some freak reason your latch breaks off with a shell loaded in the gun, you can just pull the hood back on top of the receiver, and it will also break the gun open. And I like their engravings. Their engravings are very, very exquisite, especially on the K80s. You can get them in many, many, many different types. They're very beautiful. A con is that also never talk to their customer service, so I wouldn't know about that. And they're made in Germany. Perazzi's made in Italy, and Kolar, I believe, is, I'm not actually for sure where they're made, but I know Perazzi's in Italy and Krieghoff is in Germany. So a con to them is they are quite pricey. A K80 Trap Special I recently saw at Kentucky State Shoot, 2009 Kentucky State Shoot, was $17,980 for an over and under set, which I'm not familiar with the gun, of course. I don't know if that's high or if that's kind of low, but for what I have, that would be high for me. So that really basically kind of covers the pros and cons of Kolar, Perazzi and Krieghoff, and if you have any questions, I will try to get back to you as soon as possible, and I'll try to have more gun reviews online for BT99s, 870, and things like that. So just keep tuned in to the channel, and remember to subscribe and comment, and thank you for watching.